As guys, this is part 3. This is basically to demonstrate on how to tie these plastics to a spinner rig or a rig that's got a swivel on. Well, yeah, I've got the spinner rig or Ronnie rig, whatever you want to call it. And basically it's very straightforward, guys. It's basically taking your plastic and then also using the pin method. Basically just dropping it down to a certain point so that you're fairly down on the top, around 5 mil or so. And well, not the top, this is going to be at the bottom because you're connecting to the bottom. Sorry, same story below. All you're going to do here, like I said, these rigs, you don't actually have to do them with the hook on. You can actually connect all your swivels on and pre-bait all your plastics ready. All you do is you take off your bait stop, slide on your new your new swivel onto your hook, put a new bait stop, and then you're fishing. So you can with the swivel you can actually make a whole lot of different baits ready to go, with a pop-up, without a pop-up. The swivel's already attached, so it saves you time having to hold the hook and try and do it. So like I said, that's a nice thing about a swivel, is you can just clip them on and you're fishing again. So basically I want to push that pin through like I showed you on the previous rig, on the hair rig. Push it through, come up to the top so it's pointing out, pull my swivel over so it pops into the middle of the actual hole, and there you see it's down there in the hole. So then all I do is pull my pin back into a straight position, and I force it through the plastic, basically the same way we did it on the other rig with the hair. Push it right up against the tight so that you have least amount sticking out, and then cut off the other side. Obviously just cut down, throw the pin away, and then you're left with two little shiny pieces on either side which you want to get rid of. So you pull back this pin on the side you went in, and you just keep looking that you don't detach your swivel. Slowly pull. You'll get so used to it, it's very simple. Keep checking that the swivel's in place, you haven't come right through the hole, because you want to be able to cut as much of this pin off on this side so that you can nudge it back in. So there you go again, I cut this off, straightforward. Take a blunt object like my society stick, and I will nudge the remaining shiny part back in until I don't see nothing but a little prick. You can just squeeze on it and it'll actually close up the hole. So there you have it, a spinner rig, Ronnie rig with a swivel, bottom bait, just laying at the bottom like that, waiting to get picked up. So that is the simplest way I could show you how to connect this thing, is with a pin. And there's nothing that can get to that pin. There's nothing that can detach this pin or this bait from here, unless it's a crab on steroids or some story that he can bite through wherever. But like I said, I've never lost one. You can also put a pop-up on this one. Actually, it's very easy. It doesn't require any bait stop, because you're going to tie your bait floss to the swivel, and that will actually help hold the pop-up on pretty firm. I'll demonstrate it quickly so you guys know how to do it. So basically all I'll do is I'll push my small needle up through like that, so it comes at the top of the plastic. I will take my pop-up and I will pull it back through again, and there you go. So that'll be capped on top nicely like a little snowman again, or a wafter, like I said, depending on your bait choice. Same story here. You don't want to tie not just like that. You want to come around so that you're looping around the actual swivel, so that you are going to lock onto the swivel, which is basically on just above the barrel. You want to push that thing until it pops down over the barrel. Just keep everything straight. Get your bait floss down onto that barrel on your first knot. Once it's there, every time you tie it, it'll keep going to that position. And I'll just do again 2 knots here, so it saves time. So that's if you want to fish a swivel, guys. It's very straight. You can have a look how that thing tucks away underneath, inside that plastic, so no crab can get nibbling away on that area and take that bait off. You will chew your pop-up from the top. I can guarantee you that. I'm sure everyone's experienced that as well. Sometimes we don't land by crabs and we're fortunate, sometimes we do. So this is just basically something to help have on your bait all the time. So there you have it, guys. Basically a spinner rig. I've tried them on a slip D with a swivel bottom bait. I've had no issues with it. As long as the mechanics work the same as any other bait, any other 15mm bottom bait, you shouldn't have a problem. So that should the crab come and chew that off, you know, like I've always said, you've got this fishing for you. Very tough, can take a lot of punishment, and it'll take a crab a long time to get through this whole plastic. So, you know, I've caught fish on plastics that have been chewed half off, a pop-up that's half off. And the only reason why I caught that fish is because I had something on. You know, if there was nothing on, then I would never caught that fish. So many times I've brought in my rigs and I've seen them half chewed, even a tiger nut half chewed off. But yet, because I had just that little piece left over, I was fortunately lucky to catch a fish because there was something always on there. But should I have something that's been removed completely off my rig, then obviously I will be camping. So that's why I always try and figure out what's the best way to give myself a better chance. So we get done in by crabs. You know, crabs don't only destroy your hook bait, they damage your hook links, they chew your putty, your tail rubbers, your kickers. So, you know, you may think you've presented this thing so lovely, but yet the crab's chewing on this, and then he starts chewing on the putty, and then he starts chewing on the tail rubbers. So he's messed up your whole presentation. So, you know, so many times you get a nice run and you pick up that rod and all of a sudden the fish is on for a few minutes or half a second, and then you want to know what happened. So I think everybody understands that something went wrong with the hookup and the rig mechanics, that fish didn't get hooked up nicely. So a crab tends to mess around with everything and, you know, destroys your chances. Even if he hasn't touched your bait and he's chewing just on your putty or something, he's messing up that presentation. So unfortunately we can't prevent that. So if we can at least have something on our rig fishing for us, whether it be a plastic, a tiger nut, a pop-up or something, even if it's been chewed half off, so let it be. At least there's something on. So yeah, that's basically the concept I've come up with. And like I said, I've been fishing plastics for years. And like I said, I've tried so many different options, and now I've got a product that I've been testing, and the colors I've got, and it's got some seriously nice strength, and it's simple to rig up, and you can rig it up on a spinner rig, on hair rigs, on slip D rigs. So, you know, it is a bottom bait, guys, remember that. So help it to turn if you want it to turn by using a nice pop-up. If you don't, like I said, I fished it by itself. I have no issue with it at all. So anyway, guys, they will be available. So obviously you guys can contact me, and I will post a little video so basically explaining where you can get them for now, and let's see if I can get them into the tackle shop and make it easier for everybody. But yeah, so when you're looking, you'll be looking for something like this in the shops, or when you receive it, you'll either get it in this bag. If you buy quantities, you'll get it in a bigger bag. Like I said, it'll come with a starter pack with a few little pins and bait stops to help you if you want to use that method. Otherwise, this method works perfectly fine with a little wedged in there, nice and tight. And obviously, I've never lost any plastics. Even when I casted, I've had no issues with it. So yeah, guys, so hopefully these plastics they will help you to catch fish in crabby waters. And obviously, if there is no crab, you can still use them. But like I said, you know, give them a bash and keep some in your tackle box, and hopefully, you know, if you experience a crab problem, you got something to put on there that can last longer than a normal boilie could. Yeah, so, you know, that's just basically the 3 rigs and how to rig it up. And like I said, you can't go wrong with it. You know, they're lovely and they're easy to use. Anyway, guys, I'll be in touch. I'll let everyone know how to get hold of these plastics, and hopefully you can get more fish. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I was entertaining enough. Thank you very much. Ciao.